Evening, everybody. Today is December 22nd, 2024. Today is a Sunday. It's a day off from Canton, and tomorrow is our last day at Canton before our little Christmas break. As of right now, I'm behind. Let me check. One, two, three, four. I have 5 video logs that I haven't made yet. So I'm just thinking about like what to actually do for them. I'm probably just gonna do daily thoughts and just like third person thinking about life, like how I view things and all that, and just basically do a filler episode, essentially. Because, I mean, we all have those days where nothing eventful happens. Like, literally, you look back at the day and you're like, nothing super memorable happened. Sorry about that. My wife was calling me. Yeah, but you look back and nothing super memorable happened. And, I mean, I'll have days like that for a while, really, I bet. But so today, got up around God, probably 8 in the morning, 7:40 something. So we have Roman, Anna's son, my stepson, and so he was spending the night, and then he had an accident in the bed this morning. So Anna got up, took care of that, and then Anna's mom, my mother-in-law, called and was like, "Hey, I need to run home from work." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So it's like 7:40 in the morning. Get up, take my mom's car, better gas mileage, go pick her up, bring her home, get home, and I was like, well, I'm awake now. And then after I dropped her off, I was like, I'm gonna go pick up spark plugs for my car because part of the reason that my gas mileage is so terrible is my engine is misfiring when our spark plug is bad. I go get the parts, and I'm like on my way home. I'm like, there's like an intersection right in front of this Albertsons, and my wife calls me, and I'm like, I get in the turn lane. I'm like, yo, what's up, babe? And she's like, hey, Roman's hungry. Will you pick up a donut or something? So I literally look up at Albertsons, and I was like, sure. So I like awkwardly switch lanes. Like I'm the only person in the road though. So I like pull in Albertsons, get some donuts for us. Love Albertsons donuts, dude. Always so good. I don't know what they do to those things. It might just be because I grew up on them, but they're so good. So after that, I get home Sunday. I asked Roman, I was like, hey man, do you want to go to church this morning? Like we kind of have an early morning. Like I know you had an accident. There's just a lot going on. You're playing. You're enjoying your life. Do you want to go to church? And he was like, no, not today. And I was like, cool, dude. And part of the reason I don't like force him to go to church and like we're going to church for sure is I really remember when my parents would force me to go to church, and I also remember forcing my parents to go to church. And there's been times where Roman has been very much like, Dad, let's go to church, let's go. And I've just been like, okay, dude, sure, like let's go. But if he doesn't want to go, I don't want to be that parent who's like, no, we're going, like unless we have something planned. But it's the Sunday before Christmas, like it's the holiday season. I don't think it's that big of a deal. He's not gonna go through anything that he's gonna absolutely remember for the rest of his life, and it's gonna change his entire perspective. It's just not that important, and I think that the memory of him being forced to go to church would be much more, it would pierce through the veil of childhood much more than the Christmas pageant or whatever they put on. Like I haven't even been to church in a couple weeks, so I don't know, but that's just my thought on it. So I was like, okay, dude, let's stay home. That's cool. And so I was talking to Gabe, or yeah, Gabe and Toby, Roman's parents, and Gabe is a car guy. He works at AutoZone. I was like, hey man, can you come switch these spark plugs out? So he comes and he switches out the spark plugs. And as we're doing it, he's like showing me what the spark plugs are, where they're at, how to access them. He's pulling off the cylinder caps or whatever. And he's like, okay, so he like takes the wrench and he starts like screwing them out, unscrewing them all. And he pulls out the first one. He goes, oh man, you got like a tiny bit of oil there. Your what's called a valve cover. I think it's called a valve cover. He's like, your valve cover might not be that good. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And he goes to the second one. He's like, oh, that one's not coming out, dude. And I don't want to break it right now. Let's see if we can get the other two out. So he goes to the next one. And he pulls out and he goes, this thing's drenched in oil, dude. And I was like, oh, for real? Like, literally, like, the whole spark plug and, like, the end of the Allen wrench was, like, covered in oil. I was like, that's not good. And he was like, yeah, that's not good, bro. He was like, if this wasn't a Honda, this would have gone from a 5 minute fix to we'd be here for 3 or 4 hours, dude. So he goes to the next one, he pops open, it's like flooded with oil. He's like, yeah, that's not great, bro. You definitely need a new valve cover. Yeah, that's. That's not good. I was like, ah, crap, man. That sucks. Like, dang. I thought this was gonna be a quick fix. Whatever. $40 part, probably 30, $40 for the labor for if I get him to do it. And then he does a quick little inspection of the car, see what else is wrong with it. He's like, your tires need a little more pressure. Your radiator's leaking here. That area that's wet, you see how that part's dry? That part's supposed to be dry, and so is the rest of it. All this wet is not good. You need more coolant. Let's check your oil. He goes, yeah, you need an oil change immediately. Puts it down. He starts looking around. He was like, yeah, you need to check your air intake valve. That thing you can just unscrew it and switch out the filter. Probably $30. Yeah, that'll be fine. He's like going through it. He's like, your battery's good. Your pump cover definitely needs your pump cover, valve cover, pump cover. No, pump covers for the gym. Valve cover. Monkey brain. He's like, your valve cover definitely needs change. That'll be a process. And I was like, oh man, dude. And he was like, you know what, dude? You're kind of at like a maintenance tipping point where you've had a car for long enough that all these things kind of need done at the same time. He was like, if you were to take this to a shop and get it professionally done, you're looking at like $1,200, I'd say. Oh, and the what are they? Oh man, motor hinges. Whatever the actual engine rests on, like the engine bay things. He was like, those things need change too. Like you, that one's bad, and your engine's shaking more than it should. That'll just cause stress. And I was like, break, dude. Like that sucks. And I was like, that one is that a process? And he was like, yeah, it's a process. I was like, whatever, dude. I'll figure it out. So he switched out the spark plugs, threw away the old ones, and he leaves, and we're hanging out with Roman and stuff. And then around 1 o'clock, yeah. So my mom was making macaroni salad, and my mom has made macaroni salad. It's like her maiden name is Muller, so it's like a Muller family tradition basically. And so we made our macaroni salad, and like right as they were about to finish it, I was like, hey, I got a lunch date with my boy Milo. He's a dishwasher at Canton. Love the dude. Super cool guy. And so I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna head out with Milo. So I take my mom's car again, hop in the car, and I text Milo. I'm like, hey, on my way. And I like put it in reverse, go to back up, and my phone starts ringing. I was like, is Anna already calling me? Like I just left. Look at it, Milo's calling me. It's like the first time he's ever called me. And he was like, hey man, did you get my text? And I like looked at the text messages and I like saw a bunch of voice messages, but we were talking in voice messages the night before, and he sent me the same amount of voice messages. So I thought it was just the voice messages from the night before and skipped them, didn't even read them. So I'm looking at him, and so we had plans at 1, like from 1 to 3 to go out and get some lunch or something. And he's like, he had texted me like, "Hey man, my sister wants to come over at like 1:30 and do something with me, and I don't want to miss out on the chance to hang out with my family. Like I don't really get this opportunity." And I was like talking on the phone. I was like, "Dude, honestly, I don't mind. Like, if you want to hang out with your sister, I totally understand, bro. Don't worry about it. Like, you're cool if you don't." I was like, if you felt like it, you could just push her back half an hour if she's cool with that. Like this and then he's like, yeah, okay, I'll give her a call real quick. So he hangs up, and I'm like sitting there in the car for probably like 4 or 5 minutes, and I was just like, I think I'm just gonna go back inside. So I go inside, and like right when I went inside, Anna and Roman are getting ready to go over to my in-laws' house, and then yeah, so they're doing that, and I was like, hey man, and she was like, why are you here? And I was like, oh, Milo's checking to make sure he has time. He like double booked himself, and I checked my phone. It says, come pick me up. I was like, let's go, we're good. So I rode back in the car, go pick up Milo. We'll go to a restaurant I'd never been before called El Compa, and it was like a Mexican restaurant. They were very heavy on seafood. They had a lot of seafood options. I do not dig seafood at all. Like shrimp, oysters, that stuff grosses me out, dude. So I got some steak rancheros. It's actually really, really good. He got some chicken tacos, and we just sat there, dude, and just yapped, and it was nice. It was nice to hear about like his experiences at Canton, like the first impressions of each other, because we've already built a relationship now, and just thoughts on the world and social media and how he feels about high school and my high school experience and like just life, dude. Good to hear about life. Good to it's good for me right now as a 21-year-old to, well, in my mind, set a good example for what relationships should be like. Like friendship should be, hey man, let's go hang out. Like Let's not just sit here and text all day. Like, let's go do something together. Let's go spend time together. Like, let's go get to know each other. And I just feel like we're so on social media all the time that it's kind of that thing like, I could hang out with anyone, so I won't. I know I could reach out to that person, so I won't. But it's when that you have the ability to reach out to someone and then you can't, that you're like, man, I really want to hang out with that person. Like, I really, really want to go see my friends from high school because we used to hang out every day, and now I can't talk to them at all. But I see all my friends on social media. So it's really easy for me to sit there and ignore my friends because I could see them, but I choose not to. And so we talked about a lot of good things. It was really, really, really nice. And then so after that, I go and drop him off back at his house, head home. Oh, what did I do? I think I played some Smite after that. Who's texting me right now? Is it Milo? Oh, my wife is asking if she's good. Yes, it should be cooked. Was it raw? Now I'm like, did I undercook her steak too? I haven't even gotten that part of the day yet. So why is she asking if she's good to eat the steak? This is rapturing my attention. Okay, so yeah, I get back. I think I played some Smite, and then I was just hanging out. And then yeah, I played Smite with Corey. That was super fun. Oh, she wanted to make sure she's gonna eat all of it. Yes, Bub. Funny, funny lady. Yes, steak is all for her. I had macaroni salad for dinner. So yeah, I got back. I played some Smite with Corey. That was actually really fun. I don't think we won the match, and then we played some Rolling Rumble. It's a little flash game. It's super stupid, but it's so ridiculously fun. And then Rolling Rumble, Smite. After that, I got off and I went and lay with Anna for a bit, probably like 4:45 at that point. Just laid there and enjoyed life and doom scrolled really. And then at 6, I was like, okay, I got to be at Sherry's for this orientation for Ventura. Like, we're gonna do an orientation, and I was like, Anna can't go because Roman can't be exposed to new germs. And then freaking her sister, Summer, is an agent with us, and she can't go for something she has to do with Eric. And then Sarah couldn't be there, and so it was like a lot of people just couldn't go. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So I like got in the car. I was heading to Sherry's. She calls me at like 5:33, like I was leaving like way early, and she was like, "Hey Kyle, yeah, we canceled the night." And I was like, "Oh, really? Like I'm on my way." And I was like, and she was like, "Oh, I can call Eric and have him set up." I was like, "Would you like?" And the only reason I really told her like, "Yeah, do it," was because I really want to get oriented now because tomorrow's my last day at Canton for about a week, and I'll have a week off around Christmas time. So I'm like, dude, I would love to just get some marketing going up there. Like, I really want to start doing like social media marketing and posting things and getting some grounds going before these video logs start to go up. Because I think that where I'm at right now, I believe my first video log is December 5th. So if I can get my first that's so there's a draft of the video. I'll have to watch that later. Yeah, so my first video log is December 5th. So these are going to start going up on January 5th. So if I'm already making progress in my business by that point, these video logs will have been a success. And then these are also going to be like daily accountability things for me going forward, where I can sit here and track my business progress because I know it's super slow at the beginning because you have to do a lot of media outreach. And there's a lot of people I have to reach out to and be like, hey, I'm not with Primerica anymore. I'm an independent agent. Things are going to be a little different. It's going to look like this. If you know anyone, I can offer a bunch of products now. Like, I offer a much more competitive product, I'll say. And so it's going to be a lot of like reaching out to people and things like that, and a lot of accountability and talking about the coaching process. And so I'm really excited for that because as I'm being coached, you guys will get to see firsthand what that coaching looks like for me and how it's going to shape me going forward. And I, in the future, will be able to look back and be like, yeah, I remember being there. And now I'm so much further ahead because I was sitting there doing the video logs. And I think it'll be an all around benefit for everything and everyone. So, yeah, that's my thoughts there. What was after that? I think after that, yeah, so the orientation was actually really simple. He kind of just talked about goals we wanted, and my goal was I want a consistent part-time income where I can dedicate a few hours a day or, part-time hours a week and really gain skills and do not minimal effort. Like I call it a part-time, but it's full effort. So it's part-time, not part effort. So I want to be able to do like dedicated hours of social media posts and outreach and phone calls and things like that, things that I need to learn for the future, and really dedicate myself to those things and be able to talk about them on these video logs. Need to breathe. And for the first week of January, I won't even have to worry about driving Yvette to school because she is off this week. Let me see. She's off until the 6th of January. So literally the day after the video logs are going to start going up, I won't have to be up super, super early for a purpose. So I can take that time that I would be doing the purpose and repurpose it for more activity. And I'm like really, really in for it. Like I'm there, dude. So I'm really excited about that. And talking with Eric just gets me going, dude. Like he's knowledgeable and he is succinct, and the way he says things proves he believes in you. And so I'm like, dude, this is literally the freaking coolest. Like it's the coolest. And so that's where I'm at with Venture right now. There's a lot I have to learn about being an independent agent. There's a lot of companies that I'll have to contract with. Um, is there anything else? I still need on hold of Trent Karchner, which is just wild, dude. I don't know what is up there. I don't know what is so important that he needs to call me and then not respond. I don't understand. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I have mindset training tomorrow morning. I have a oil change scheduled on Tuesday. Um, and some video logs to catch up on. I still have a Smite video sitting there waiting to be completely edited that I really am actually like excited to post. Got some really ridiculous moments from it. And then, so yeah, did the Ventura orientation, left there, came home, um, and then I heated up Roman's pork fried rice from yesterday. Get into that yesterday. Obviously, I haven't made that yet, so but I know I'll talk about that. And then, sorry, trying not to ADHD. Very difficult. This is near impossible. Try not to ADHD. Gone wrong, right? Because I'm talking about the ADHD. Okay, cool. So yeah, I made Roman his pork fried rice, salted and a steak. Let that do its dry. I call it a dry brine, but it's just literally just sitting in salt to make the salt penetrate. It works, bro. It's a miracle method. And while I was doing that, I was literally just sitting there eating a bowl of macaroni salad, watching YouTube, and just de. It's not called detoxing, relaxing. Is it called detoxing? Distressing. No, what is it called? Decompressing. That's what it's called. Decompressing. Decompression time. I was literally just sitting there watching YouTube, eating macaroni salad, like favorite childhood food, decompressing. So fun. Made her steak real quick, cooked it all up, then came right up here and started doing this. Obviously, because she's texting me about the steak as I'm making the video. But no, all in all, really good day. If I had a daily thought today, it's again like we are living in a severe gilded age where everything has to look perfect, but very few people are living perfect lives. And I think it's not realistic to assume that someone's life is perfect from what they post on social media. I don't think it makes any sense. Uh, there was some internet drama I wanted to talk about, but I don't particularly remember. It didn't have anything to do with crypto. Did it have to do with South Korea? Might have had something to do with South Korea or Japan. I know. Actually, I'm going to save that for a previous daily thought. So, the daily thought that I just thought of was very likely shown on December 11th. So, I won't even get into that. Cool. Yeah, daily thought. We live in a Gilded Age. And I think that people will realize that we're all struggling with the same things. Yeah. And I'm right here with you guys right now. And if you're watching this 10, 20, 30, 40 years in the future and you're in my position, look at where I'm at now. Think about if that's somewhere you'd want to go to. Think about the places I've talked about in future video logs, or what introduced you to me to make you go back and go, what was this guy's first month like? And think about if that's something that you'd want to become, and stick with the journey because it's going to be a really, really interesting one. I'm really excited to do a lot of charity work. I'm really, really excited to do a lot of volunteer work, community service, being involved in the community. I'm really excited for a lot of things that can be done to make the world a better place. And I'm really excited to share it all with you in a truly non-profit way. Like, obviously, it's for profit. Like, there's going to be profit because I'm going to be a businessman, but it's not about profit. And I don't ever plan on taking all the profit and hoarding money. That's just not my style. So, yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And if you're watching this on a December 22nd, even if it's years in the future, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas week. Good evening, everybody.